Hey everyone! Today we are going to talk about a daring heist that shook the entire United Kingdom. On 16th August 1963, a group of criminals carried out a train robbery that is still considered a landmark event in crime history. Have you ever wondered how such a daring plan is prepared? And do you know what happened after this robbery? In this video, we will explore every aspect of this story, from the planning to the capture, and even the legacy of the robbery. So, to know every twist and turn of this case, make sure to watch the video till the end. This is a story filled with suspense and excitement. So let's begin. In the England of the 1960s, a very unusual atmosphere was developing. The country's economy was changing, and along with that, the level of crime was also rising. During this time, when people were searching for jobs and a better life, there were also many who wanted to earn money the easy way. One such person was Alistair MacLean, an experienced criminal who had a strong background in theft and robbery. Alistair knew that the Royal Mail train traveling from London to Scotland carried highly valuable items like cash and jewelry. This train ran on its route every day, and it carried a huge amount, around £2.6 million, which in today's value is several million USD. Alistair thought that this train was a golden opportunity for him. He called some of his old friends and asked them to help him in this plan. They immediately agreed to join him. They held a secret meeting where they thought about turning their dreams into reality. While making the plan for this robbery, they paid attention to every small and big detail. Things like the train's route, its timing, and the security measures. This robbery was being planned at a time when people were full of hope, yet also full of fear. The police of the country were worried about their work too, because they knew that the activities of such criminal groups were increasing. On the other side, Alistair and his group were preparing to execute this bold plan. A plan that could completely change their lives, and also change the story of the country forever. Alistair MacLean and his gang spent many months preparing a comprehensive plan for this daring robbery. They focused on every single detail because they knew that even a small mistake could destroy their dream. They held their meetings secretly and in different locations, sometimes in an old warehouse or a deserted storeroom. In these meetings, Alistair explained that they needed to know the exact route and timing of the train. In every meeting, they also assessed their resources and manpower. Some members of the group observed the train's movement. They watched at what time the train arrived, how it moved, and which guards were with it. Once, they even planned to befriend one of the train drivers so he could give them some helpful insights about the journey. In this way, they also understood the security of the train. They realized that they needed to change the train's signal system. So they created a fake signal that would force the train to stop. Alistair arranged an engineering vehicle to help them change the signal system easily. This was the most important part of their plan. For the robbery, they also needed disguises. They bought uniforms that looked exactly like the guards and staff of the train, so no one would be suspicious of them. Every member was assigned a specific role. Some would act as guards, some as passengers, and some were responsible for the actual robbery inside the train. Apart from this, they arranged all the tools needed for the theft, like crowbars, ropes, and masking tape. They even trained themselves on how to use these tools effectively. They also prepared a plan B because they knew anything could go wrong. If any guard caught them, they needed a ready escape route. They arranged safe houses in different places where they could hide with the stolen money. Alistair explained to his team that this was not just a robbery. This was a daring mission. They would have to control their fear and anxiety. He told every member that if their mission was successful, their lives would change forever. When everything was ready, Alistair held one last meeting. The gang members shook hands with each other, and Alistair said, "Today we will write our own story. A new story that will never be forgotten." Finally, the night of 16 August 1963 arrived. Everything was ready. The moon was shining brightly in the sky. But beneath that brightness, a hidden event was about to unfold. An event that would enter history forever. Alistair McLean and his gang were restless and excited to execute their mission. It was 10 p.m., and they began wearing their uniforms, the same uniforms as the train guards and staff, so no one would suspect them. Alistair gave his team the last-minute instructions. He told them that no matter what happens, everything must remain under control. There should be no mistakes. He said, "Tonight is the biggest opportunity of our lives." As the time of the train approached, they moved their engineering vehicle near the fake signal. Everything was set, and when the train came closer on its route, they changed the signal. The train driver saw that the signal was red, and he was forced to stop. The train stopped, and all the passengers and the crew had no idea what was happening. Alistair looked at his team and saw that everyone was ready. The moment the train stopped, the dacoits began taking action exactly according to their plan. They immediately controlled the train guards. One group of the dacoits went toward the guards and threatened them, while the other members entered inside the passenger area and began controlling them. "This is a robbery! This is a robbery!" they shouted angrily. "Everyone stay quiet and give us what we want. After that, we will leave," the dacoits said. Panic spread inside the train, but the dacoits kept the situation under control. They told all the passengers to stay silent and not talk too much. Alistair grabbed one guard and said, "If you give us any trouble, your life could be in danger." Now the dacoits began stealing. They started taking cash and valuable belongings like bags, jewelry, and cash boxes. Every member stayed focused on their work. They were wearing masks so their faces would not be seen. During this time, some passengers tried using their phones, but the dacoits caught them. "You have no time for this," one dacoit said. "Everything is in our hands now." They told the passengers to sit facing each other so no one could use their phone or try to escape. Everything was going smoothly until one guard somehow managed to give a signal. A dacoit noticed this, and Alistair reacted immediately. "Keep everything under control. Don't let anyone go," he shouted. They quickly controlled the guards again, but they realized that they now had very little time left. After finishing the robbery, the dacoits planned to move the train to an isolated area. They began hiding the stolen items. Alistair signaled everyone quickly, and they ran out of the train toward their getaway vehicle. As soon as they started the vehicle, their hearts began racing. "What have we achieved now?" Alistair said. Their mission was successful, but now they had to escape and reach their final safe house. That night taught them that if everything is done with careful planning, nothing is impossible. They understood that this was not just another chapter in their lives. It was the beginning of a new journey. But in the middle of all this, the police were behind them. Would these dacoits escape this time? Was their story ending here? All these questions made their lives even more thrilling. Alistair looked in the rearview mirror and saw that some people were following their car. At that moment, Alistair's friend Jack said, "Alistair, be careful. Now the police are also behind us." Alistair's heartbeat grew even faster, and he began driving quickly. When they passed through a narrow lane, they noticed something. "What is that?" Jack asked. Alistair saw that there was a roadblock and some people standing there. He understood that if they stopped there, they would be caught. Alistair increased the speed of the car a little more and drove away from the roadblock. "See? Now there won't be any problem," he said. But their fear was not over yet. The next moment they saw a police car coming behind them. The police car was a bit far, but it was slowly getting closer. Alistair increased the speed, but the police also chased them just as fast. Now the chase had begun. There were many turns on the road, and Alistair navigated them well, but the police knew these roads too. After a few minutes, Alistair saw another police car coming from the front. "Let's take another turn," he said, and turned the car into another narrow lane. But this lane led them into an even smaller area. The police didn't stop chasing them and thought that if they wanted to catch Alistair's car, they would need to attack directly. Alistair didn't realize how close the police were. He quickly turned the car onto a dirt path. This path led them into a dense forest, the perfect hiding place for them. "Stop here!" he shouted. They hid the car and everyone tried to hide themselves. "If they see us here, we won't have any chance," Jack said. They hid and watched the police car, which stopped some distance away. The police started searching for the dacoits in the forest, but the gang stayed hidden. The darkness of the night became a blessing for them. The police searched for a while, and when they couldn't find anyone, they thought maybe these men had escaped far away from the forest. The police went in another direction to search. When everything became quiet again, Alistair took a deep breath. "We escaped this time," he said. But they understood that they still needed to reach a safe house. "We have to run now. The police might return," Alistair announced. Alistair thought that now they needed a smart plan to hide the stolen money. They had a new excitement within them, but they knew this was only the beginning. Now their mission was not just to save the money, but also to hide it in a place where no one could catch them. When the events of the night of 16 August 1963 ended, the passengers still sitting inside the train were in shock. For the world, it was a daring robbery, but for the police, it had become a new challenge. As soon as the police received the report of this robbery, they immediately started an investigation. The police team reached the train seats and began collecting evidence from every corner. Passengers explained that the dacoits had controlled them and threatened that their lives would be in danger. The police noticed that a large amount of cash was missing. They also spoke to the train guards. The guards explained how the dacoits controlled them and how realistic their uniforms looked. The investigation team also began searching for clues. They analyzed the train's route and recorded the timing of the theft. During this, they noticed some suspicious people nearby. Detective Inspector John Smith, who was leading the investigation, said, "We must first identify these people, see how they planned this and how they executed everything." When the media reported the incident, the whole country was talking about this robbery. News channels were showing the details of the heist. People were shocked to hear about this daring robbery. Some thought it was a brilliant plan, while others saw it as a crime. During this time, the police gathered local informers. They thought maybe someone had heard something about the robbery. They checked some footage and saw some people near the train. Inspector John thought that maybe these people had a connection with the dacoits. He created a team to analyze these clues in detail. He said, "We must catch these dacoits at any cost. This robbery is not just about money, it is also about our honor." As days passed, the police investigation grew more intense. Their goal was to catch this daring gang as soon as possible. As the investigation progressed, the police began following the clues in the right direction. Within a month, they collected some important leads that gave them information about the dacoits. While analyzing the footage, the police saw a suspect named Jack at a local bar. The bar staff told the police that Jack was there and even tried to make friends with someone. Based on this clue, the police raided Jack's house and arrested him. After Jack was caught, he started revealing the names of his friends and told the police where Alistair McLean and the rest of the gang were hiding. The police prepared an operation to catch them. They conducted a surprise raid and arrested Alistair and his companions at a safe house. When the police reached their house, the gang had no idea that they were going to be caught. They thought they were safe, but the police's plan was one step ahead of them. When Alistair was arrested, he said, "This is just a game. We thought we would win, but the police have already won this game." The police's goal was to hand over the dacoits to the law. After arresting them, the dacoits were sent to court for trial. The trial became very interesting for the media, and everyone wanted to see the outcome of this daring robbery. In the courtroom, they spoke to their defense lawyers, but the evidence was so strong that escaping punishment was impossible. During the trial, witnesses shared their experiences. Passengers explained how the dacoits threatened them and how they were robbed. Alistair and his team tried many times to prove themselves innocent, but the court found them guilty. After several months of hearings, the judge gave the verdict. Alistair McLean and his team, the gang, were found guilty of the robbery and were sentenced to 25 years in prison. Hearing this, everyone in the courtroom rejoiced. This decision was not just a victory, but also a message that crime never succeeds. The police had made countless efforts, worked hard, and shown dedication to solve this case. That's why they succeeded. The world learned from this story that if you commit illegal acts, you will surely face the consequences. Many documentaries, films, and books were made about this robbery. People listened to the story of this daring plan and saw it as an adventure. For some time, Alistair McLean and his team were even seen as heroes, which changed after they were caught. After this robbery, the police also changed their tactics. They strengthened train and transport security by creating strict new rules. They focused on surveillance systems and intelligence sharing to prevent such incidents in the future. This robbery remained a reminder to people of the consequences of greed and hatred. So friends, this was the complete story of the Great Train Robbery. If you liked this video, make sure to like it and share it with your friends. Your feedback helps us a lot, so tell us in the comments how you liked this story.